launching of the pocket battleship Deutschland in 1931, Germany began her new navy. Seamen said she would be an unlucky ship, for she slipped down the waves before her christening. When Spanish government planes bombed her, killing 24 men, Germany's new fleet in reprisal bombarded the Spanish port of Almeria on the anniversary of the Battle of Jutland, and the peace of Europe was placed in the balance. Three men hold the answer. First, Der Führer Hitler, who personally encourages Germany's new self-assertion on the sea. In a launch, he approaches the Graf Spee, sister ship of the Deutschland, boards her, and appears on her deck. Secondly, Hitler's fellow dictator Mussolini, who has backed him up in demanding a speedy end to socialist resistance in Spain. And thirdly, Spain's Minister of Air and Marine, the Basque Prieto, whose planes bombed German and Italian vessels, who demands an end to intervention.
It was just a year ago that New Yorkers first beheld the silvery spectacle of Germany's luxury airliner Hindenburg, soaring majestically past Manhattan's skyline, having spanned the North Atlantic in the record-shattering time of 61.5 hours from its hangar at Friedrichshafen to its American base. Today, with veteran Captain Ernest Lehman aboard in an advisory capacity, the greatest lighter-than aircraft ever built nears the completion of her 21st Atlantic crossing, her first of this year. Encountering storms and headwinds during this ill-fated voyage, the giant dirigible noses toward the Lakehurst mooring mast today, having just ridden out a brief electrical disturbance, and now that the wind has subsided, she releases ballast, preliminary to easing her vast hulk into the hands of the Navy's ground crew, awaiting the landing lines by which she is gently drawn to earth. Her 50 passengers impatient, eager to arrive at a journey's end. Scarcely 300 feet above the ground now, portholes open, landing lines are thrown. Hovering so close to Earth, one is impressed by her mammoth size, her great framework encasing 7 million cubic feet of highly inflammable hydrogen. Careful maneuvering by expert hands have all but warped her into the hangar. Motors are idling. All seem ship-shape to the scurrying crew below, when suddenly... In less time than it takes to tell, the scene is one of horror as the ship has slowly sagged to earth and the flames have enveloped the entire structure, many of those aboard having jumped to escape cremation. Estimate of its toll on human life stands at 50, with many of the 50 persons pulled from the flames not expected to live. A nightmare of 20 seconds. Incredible it seems that the specter of death could stalk so quickly, so completely. For here in this appalling tragedy is written the worst disaster in aviation history. The camera highlights in the world of sports. Focal point of the camera barrage is a one-time Alabama cotton picker. Today, at the age of 23, the heavyweight champion of the world. Youngest in the history of boxing and second of his race ever to wear the crown. Joe Louis, you've come a long way in your 3-year professional career. What do you think of Jimmy Braddock?
He was a tough fighter and a very good fighter, and I was glad when it was over.
And Braddock, dethroned champion, shown with Joe Gould, crafty manager who guided the Fighting Irishman from the poverty-stricken ranks of relief to the world title and the role of boxing's Cinderella man. He who returned from oblivion to reign in idleness for 2 years, a layoff which, combined with the weight of his 32 years, brought about his downfall after 1 minute and 10 seconds of the 8th round. And so, from out of the glare of the fistic spotlight goes Jimmy Braddock, an older, wiser, and we hope a wealthier man.